Her Stanford Cardinal has a 228-point lead on the USC Trojans. Last year's champion, the Cal Bears, are in third, and UCLA is in fourth. If UCLA's position holds, it'll be their third straight top four finish in the Pac-12 championships after 5 years without finishing that high. The winner gets 32 points for their team, on down to 24th place. 1 point relay counts for double points. We'll have one relay tonight. That'll be the 400 freestyle relay, the 21st and final event of the meets. And here in the 16:53, the longest race of the meet, aka the mile, that is Caroline Pennington of USC in lane number 5. Pennington from Greenwich, Connecticut, current member of the USA Junior National Team. And in lane number 4, Emma Nordin of ASU, third fastest time in the nation, came this year at the North Carolina State Invite in November. She was second in the 16:53 last year in Houston. Actually, 2 years ago, ASU, remember, redshirted everybody last year. 2 years ago here in this pool, she was second to Morgan Tankersley. Rich Burke, along with 6-time Olympic gold medalist Amy Van Dyke, and who hasn't gotten to get a word in edgewise yet. We got lots of time to talk during this race.
Yeah, we sure do, Rich. And I don't mind. You sound lovely. Your voice is on point tonight.
Well, thank you. Caroline Pennington of USC taking it out pretty fast here in lane number 5. This is 66 lengths of the pool here in the mile, the 16:50, and this is the final of 4 timed finals. The first 3 took place earlier, prior to the official start of the event at 6 o'clock. And Erica Lanning of ASU, the 500 free champion in the very first heat. She didn't have a time posted in the 16:50 this year, so she had to go in the very first heat. 16:11:32. Unlikely that would hold, but we don't know.
We have no idea. I mean, right now we have got Pennington in lane 5 from USC taking this out really quickly. Now, she is a freshman, and I know that we give freshmen a hard time, you know, for being an underclassman, although she has been swimming for a long time. She knows what she's doing, and I know that her and her coach Lee Maurer have gone over this over and over, her race strategy, and this may be it. Remember, we used to say that a long time ago about a young lady, I don't remember her name, Katie Ledecky.
Yes, that's her.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. We used to say she's taking it out too fast, and then she would just continue building on that. So maybe that's what we're seeing here. Maybe Caroline Pennington is wanting to have a Katie Ledecky-esque swim.
Well, we talked about it a couple of nights ago. That's what Bruce Gimmel taught her. Take it out fast, bring it home fast.
Yeah, exactly. She does that in every single race.
And that's funny that you mentioned that because, you know, what was her name again? Because in the lead up to Tokyo, the announcers didn't know what they called her Kathleen Ledecky.
It's so crazy, isn't it?
She just burst onto the scene like that.
Yeah.
And she's held on to it ever since.
She's just amazing, and she's fun to watch, as is a race like this. I always love seeing someone take it out fast, especially in the mile, because we all sit there and go, can she hold on? Is she going to do it? So that's going to be the question.
Caroline Pennington of USC, freshman out of Greenwich Academy in Connecticut, current member of the USA Junior National Team in the 800 and 1500 free. Breakout year on the long course scene in 2021. She was second in both the 400 free and the 1500 free at a Pro Swim Series event in Richmond.
You know, we've been talking a lot about Caroline Pennington in lane 5, but if you look right below her, we got Emma Nordin, as you were just speaking of her, and she is a veteran. And watching her right now, she's settling in nicely into her stroke, just getting kind of nice and easy out front. And then you can look up above her at Pennington, and it's a completely different story. She's got those legs moving, she's got those arms moving. It almost looks like she's in the last 25 of this race.
She's 350 yards into this one, and you'll notice on the right side of your screen the lane counters, just keeping their swimmers apprised of where they stand at 66 lengths of the pool. That's a big responsibility, Amy. You don't want to mess that up.
No, I was asked to count one time, Rich, and I was never asked to count again. I was so nervous. I was sweating bullets because it's a big responsibility. You are counting for these people who are going for a Pac-12 title right now.
Caroline Pennington of the USC Trojans has the lead. Her mom, Catherine, attended USC. Caroline battled melanoma at 17 years old, and she has since been an ambassador in the fight against melanoma.
Good for her, especially being a swimmer, swimming outside at USC. That's a really, really big deal. So
wear your sunscreen.
Thank you very much, and reapply if you can. Okay, that's enough. PSA, right? But seriously, it is a serious, serious thing, and I'm really thankful that she came through that.
Fanni Fabian of Cal in lane number 7, the native of Szeged, Hungary. Lane 8 at the top, lane 1 at the bottom. There she is. She's running second right now. The 2019 Junior Worlds in her home nation of Hungary. She was 4th in the 200 fly and 5th in the 200 free.
And you know, aside from Pennington out there in front, everyone is kind of bunched up for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It's almost like everyone's kind of waiting for the next person to make a move, and there's Emma right there, looking so beautiful.
Emma Nordin of Arizona State, kind of laying in the weeds right now. She's about half a length behind Caroline Pennington. And she is approaching the 600-yard mark in this 1650. Nordin at the 21 U.S. Olympic trials was 5th in the 400 free, 3.5 seconds from 2nd behind Ledecky, Paige Madden, Leah Smith, and Haley Anderson.
Those are some nice names to have in front of you.
Katie Ledecky, of course, has the record in this, 15:03:31. She has the top 6 times in history, and the only reason why she doesn't have more is because she didn't swim the 1650 very well.
That's right, yeah. We were, every single time that we were at the Pac-12 championships, as we are right now, we were wondering what she was going to swim, and it seemed like every year it was something different, and it was never the mile, really, is what I felt like.
She had a couple of swims at the 400 IM. Caroline Pennington of USC with the lead, just making the turn on the left side of your screen. Lane number 5, there she is. Freshman from Connecticut.
Rich, I would be remiss if I did not remind everybody at home, as you said earlier, we did have heats running earlier this afternoon, and we did have Erica Lanning post a really good time. So now remember, these ladies that we're watching right now, yes, they are racing each other, but more importantly, they are racing the times that came before them, and also probably their own best times. So there's a lot that's going into this race, a lot of thinking for these young ladies, as well as their race strategy. They have also got to stay on top of that. You've also got to look on the side of the pool. You watch the coach, because they're going to tell you, you know, yes, you're doing great, kick your legs up, stay it easy right there. And so, you know, it's always fun to watch the dances that kind of go on between the coaches and the swimmers in these events.
Caroline Pennington of USC up at lane number 8. That's Taylor Cabasey of Utah. She's about to get lapped by Pennington. Pennington has the lead here as she will be approaching the 800-yard mark. So not quite halfway through. Caroline Pennington of USC has the lead, and she's actually gaining ground on Emma Nordin, who was just 1 lane closer to her. Aurora Roghair of Stanford is in lane number 3 from the bottom. And below her, Marlen Kahler of USC.
You know, I'll tell you, Rich, the questions that we were talking about, the first 50, is she going to be able to hang on? She's hanging on, and she's actually pulling further and further ahead. And I'm also keeping an eye on her head coach, Lean Maurer, who actually was a swimmer at Stanford back in the day. And she's just going nuts. So it appears that she's on her race strategy. It looks like she's doing really well. So this is going to be a fun back half to watch.
Lean Maurer, the head coach at USC, former head coach at Stanford, 2005 to 2012. Olympic gold medalist in the backstroke and the 400 medley relay in 1992. Also bronze in the 100 back. And for Caroline Pennington of USC, 4 lanes from the top, has the lead right now. And she is 925 yards into this 1650.
Looking at that shot right there, I'll tell you what, she is not tired at all. Rich, can you see how her hips, you can still see them out of the water. When a swimmer gets tired, you're not going to see their hips up as high. Now, one of the points of being a really great swimmer, see right there, you can see that FINA tag on the back of her swimsuit that they all have saying that they're legal, but we can still see it out of the water, which is spectacular. Going this fast for this long in this race. But what swimmers can do is they actually train their bodies to kind of ride as high as possible in the water, and that's what makes a swimmer really fast. When a swimmer starts slowing down, you'll see hips start to drop. It's almost like if you can equate it to a running back, you always say run downhill, you want to swim downhill. When they get tired, it's like a running back that is not doing well and they're running uphill.
And you get more water resistance.
You do, absolutely. It's smacking you in the face, it's smacking you in the chest and in the shoulders, and swimmers have big shoulders. So she's doing a great job right now with her body position. And if you watch, right there on the front, she's not really like letting her hands stay out front very long to create balance, but she's got balance within the rest of her body without that.
She's approaching the 1,100-yard mark, Caroline Pennington, and it's interesting to me how much she has used her legs in this race. A lot of times milers, they kind of hold back on their legs until the end of the race.
Yeah, if you think about Katie Ledecky, I was even watching a YouTuber about her saying that she's a swimmer that doesn't kick, which is true. She does a 2-beat kick, which would be right, left, right, left. Whereas we're seeing here with Pennington, we're seeing basically what you would do in a 500, maybe a 400, maybe even a 200 in the first 50. She's just cranking, and it's been like this since the beginning.
Caroline Pennington, 1,150 yards, so she has 500 yards to go.
Yep, and Coach Lee Maurer down there just giving her the fist bump, saying, good job, keep it up. So now it's almost at the point where I'm wondering if, she obviously had her race strategy, but now at this point in the race, if it's just let it open it up, see what we can do, see what kind of time we can get, and see what place we can get.
She has about a 25-yard lead on Emma Nordin, who finished second in this event at the Pac-12 2 years ago in this pool. And that same year won the 500 free. And Aurora Roghair of Stanford in lane number 3. She's currently running second. And Emma Nordin is running third.
This has been such a wonderful race to watch. It really has been. I love watching a swimmer that can take it out hard and finish it hard. It just goes to show the work that these young ladies have put into the pool every single day, getting ready for these events, and she is definitely ready to swim fast. Not that everybody else isn't.
So she's coming up on 1,300 yards here. 350 yards to go. Now we're going to find out if this strategy of taking out fast is going to pay off.
Well, exactly, because this is make or break, like you said, Rich. You watch swimming enough, you've done enough of these to know that if anything is going to happen, if the piano is going to jump on her back, it's going to be in this next 300 yards. So we'll keep our eyes on that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always
looking good right now.
She's looking amazing, and I'm going to be honest. I think she can continue this. I mean, she's coming up on only having 250 yards left to go. I think she can hang on to this. I truly do. And this has been a spectacular race, a very evenly swum race. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, it has. And again, from an earlier heat, Erica Lanning of Arizona State, the leader in the clubhouse at 16:11.32. Morgan Tankersley, the two-time defending champion, swam in an earlier heat. She's second, 16:17.82, and Paige McAckern of UCLA, third right now, 16:22.99. But again, the time to beat, 16:11 and change for Caroline Pennington.
And look at this, Caroline Pennington getting ready to lap almost the entire field.
Yeah, in second, making the turn right now, 3 from the bottom on the left, that is Aurora Roghair. But in lane 6, Caroline Pennington of USC has the lead. Right at the top, count 4 down, that's her.
Look at this, she is getting ready to lap these young women. This is just incredible. And again, I'm just going to keep saying it. She is evenly pacing this race. This is out of control.
Those legs continue to catch. She's staying high in the water.
Yeah.
When she hits the next wall, she will be at the 1,500-yard mark with 150 yards to go.
And her stroke is still amazing. High elbows, looks nice and relaxed, throwing her arms forward. As you said, Rich, still riding high in the water. Look at how high her head is, how high her booty is in the water. She's kind of doing that skipping motion, which basically is one arm is a little bit stronger and a little bit faster than the other. And that's why they get that almost that skip, that loping stroke. You see it in Katie Ledecky as well. And I'm not embarrassed using this analogy. She looks a little Katie Ledecky-like. We've seen this happen before. Katie Ledecky lapping the field, which is happening right now in lane 5 with Caroline Pennington from USC. And look at this, her turnover is going even faster right now. I think she just sped it up a little bit.
As Amy said, she has lapped most of the field. Pennington in lane number 6 in the USC cap. She is a lap ahead of those. And she's approaching the bell turn, 50 yards to go. Again, the leading time right now, 16:11.
And she is definitely going to surpass that one. Look at this. This has kind of become the thing. We saw it this summer with Bobby Fink. The last 50, just sprint. Here she goes, and she's just doing it, just sprint. Why not?
Caroline Pennington, the USC freshman from Greenwich, Connecticut, churning toward the finish here. The champion in the 16:53 and a time of 15:48.69. That's the 5th fastest time in the country this year. That's only 8 seconds off of Sierra Runge's meet record set 7 years ago.
Wow, that's awesome. Aurora finished up there in 2nd. In 3rd, Emma Nordin from ASU.
Aurora Roghair at a time of 16:01.56. And Nordin, who was 2nd in this a couple of years ago, finishes 3rd. Our champion is Caroline Pennington of USC, who wins it in a time of 15:48.69, 5th fastest time in the country this year. Great view, Elliott Bay, downtown Seattle. And we're about a half hour south of there at the Weyerhaeuser King County Aquatic Center. One race in the books tonight, the 16:53, and we're joined by the champion, Caroline Pennington of USC. And Caroline, we referenced her in the race that Bruce Gimmel taught Katie Ledecky to take it out fast and bring it home fast. That's what you did. Do you take inspiration from her?
Yeah, I mean, she's such a great swimmer and like an inspiration to me, but I always try to take the race out fast so that I don't really have much left at the end. So I definitely felt it, but it was good. I'm really happy with that.
Well, I will tell you from up here, it looked like you had a lot left. Did it feel that way?
No. At like the last 200, I was starting to die a little bit, but I could see like all my teammates and my coaches. So that was really helpful.
Such a great year for you. Breakout year long course as well. You won a couple of races at a Pro Swim Series event in Richmond. Are you surprised at your success over the past year or so?
I don't know. I mean, I try to work as hard as I can, so it's nice to have it pay off. I mean, I've only been at USC for about like 6 weeks, so I was just really happy with my swim.
Okay, yesterday, everybody sang Sweet Caroline here in the building. People were rocking out to it. Were they singing to you?
Oh, I have no clue. USC has 3 Carolines, so it's a lot, but it's good.
Well, welcome to the Pac-12. It was so much fun to watch you swim. We cannot wait to watch you for the next 3 years after this one, and continued success.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations on the win and the mile. Caroline Pennington of USC. What a great form she showed throughout. Look at her legs, a lot more legs than you would see with many milers.
A lot more legs. And, you know, I want to watch that back because she said the last 200 she got a little bit tired. I want to watch that back. I'm not so sure that that's actually what happened.